Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about how to transition from a job to your business full-time. So if you're working in a job but you know you really want to be working in your own business for yourself and not for someone else, then this video is for you. I'm just going to share this into the group as well. So if you're not in our group is called Transforming Future You. It's a new group and it's where we're talking everything mindset and strategy for business, particularly if you like to market online and make content and learn more about those sorts of things and all the mindset that goes with it, or if you want to do what I've done and make a living from online courses and online services. So we've got that over to the group now. Let me know if you're watching, say hi. I love to just say hi and chat and connect with you guys. And same for if you're watching the replay as well. So today's topic is how to transition from a job to a full-time business. We've got thunderstorms and rain outside, so if the lights suddenly go out and it goes dark, you'll know we've had a power outage, but I'll try and come back as quickly as I can. Hopefully the other internet will take over and I'll be able to stay on. But let me tell you a little bit about how my transition went from when I used to have a job, because I did used to have a full-time 9-to-5 job, to when I transitioned to working just for myself in my own business and how that went. So when I first decided, yes, I want to work for myself, I was already working in a full-time job for someone else. And specifically, I was working an administration job for the government. So when you're working for the government, one thing that everyone will tell you is it's very safe and secure and it's very difficult to get fired from that. And so you should hold on to that for dear life. And you know, you get one day off every fortnight, so why would you let that go? Like, be appreciative for what you've got. So when I would say to people that I really actually hated my job and didn't want to be there, I would feel a bit guilty because I'd be like, oh, you know, how many people would kill to have your job? Hi Monica, hi Glenn, thanks for tuning in. So it's what's referred to as wearing the golden handcuffs, and that's when you are stuck in a job because of the money. So I needed the income to pay the bills, and even though I wanted to start my own business and work for myself, I didn't know if that business idea would work out. I had no way of knowing it would work out, so there was no certainty to that. And just so you know, I didn't come from money, I didn't come from a wealthy family, I didn't inherit anything or get any handouts, and my husband wasn't making more than me, so he couldn't carry my weight. It was really up to me, and I really had to meet my responsibility to pay the bills, as we all do. My income was a necessity. It wasn't an optional thing. It wasn't like we could afford to have me just not work and see how it went. We needed that amount of income to come in. But I was desperately unhappy, and the longer I stayed there, the unhappier I got, because I knew it wasn't what I wanted to be doing. And on top of that, it wasn't a very happy work environment either, to be honest. It was getting more and more toxic with just workplace politics and things like that. Now, sometimes we are motivated to action to finally take the step that we want to take because we are just motivated by the passion for that. And sometimes we're motivated by the pain of being stuck where we are, or sometimes it's a little bit of both. So I had both. I knew I was passionate about what I actually wanted to be doing, and there was pain coming from what I was actually doing instead. And the longer I stayed there settling for something that I didn't really want, the more depressed I became. So eventually something had to give, and I do remember a certain point where I was like, something has to change. I have to change this, and only I can change this. Someone else can't do it for me. So how did I do it, and what advice have I given to others who I've now coached to take the same leap? Because now I coach other people in running their own business, and many of my clients come to me with a full-time job in something else that they don't want to be doing. And it's very scary, understandably, to leap from that security into the unknown of working for yourself. So my first tip, if you will, is to have a plan. Ooh, big thunder at the moment. So some people do just quit their job and go for it and take a big risk, but that is not for everyone. I will say a lot of the time it does work out and we hear these great success stories, but sometimes it doesn't. That's why there's a risk. Entrepreneurs are often risk takers, but that doesn't mean that you have to take risks that could put you or your family into financial difficulty. There's two main ways that people can generally prepare a bit more and make it somewhat safer, but you are always going to have some unknown of whether this is going to work out. And one thing I think is important is to switch it around and say, what if it does work out, and have that optimism as long as you're clear on your goals and how you're going to get there, which is part of my point as well. And my next point is to have a plan. But the two main ways that people can make the transition a bit safer, one is to start your business on the side. So you still have your full-time job and you start your business on the side, gradually building that up until you can replace your income to leave. Some people, and this is what I did, I was just starting to set up my business while I was in a full-time job, but then, and it took me a while, this didn't happen overnight. I searched for a while and eventually found a part-time job. So I was only working 3 days a week for someone else, and then that freed up the rest of my time to build my business. So you still have some job security there while you're building your business. That's one way of doing it. Another way that people will do it is to save up about 6 months worth of income to have as a buffer and then quit their job. So you have a 6-month buffer to get you by while you're getting started. And hopefully, and as it goes for a lot of people, you won't need to rely on that too much because your business will take off. But I think it's a good idea to have some amount of customers and income coming in from your business and have that proven business plan and strategy in place that you know is starting to work before you cut off that other income. And some people do a combination of the two. So maybe save up 3 months worth of savings and get a part-time job and then start their business on the side. Now, a lot of people that are doing this also find that their business is actually taking off and they could sustain themselves in their business. They could leave their job and have enough coming in their business, but their fear still keeps them holding on to the job. And that's the kind of place that I would encourage you not to stay in, because fear can keep you stuck a lot longer than any other logistical issue that we've mentioned. Anything else, like feeling like you've got to have some sort of plan and savings or a part-time job or whatever it is, the fear of the unknown is going to keep you more stuck than being able to organize all of that. Those things are all doable things, even if it's not instant and it takes some time. Like it took me probably somewhere between 6 and 12 months to find a part-time position to be able to switch to from my full-time role. It wasn't like I just did that overnight. And then when I got in my part-time position and I had a bit more time to put into the business, it did take off. And eventually it got to the point that half my time was my business and people were needing more bookings, but the rest of my time was taken up in my part-time job. And that's where I had to make that call, and I put that off for probably another year or more longer than what I could have. I think I could have left earlier, and it was only the fear of not knowing for sure and not being certain that kept me stuck there. And on that, there is no 100% certainty in anything that we do. You'll never be able to be 100% certain that something will or won't work out. The next tip is to set measurable milestones. So you need to have a way to be able to tell and measure that you are on track on the path that you want to take to go from a full-time job to running your own business and just working for yourself. So something that is measurable. So this could be a number of clients or a number of sales that you're making per week, the amount of inquiries that you're getting per week, sales per month, a savings goal, a social media following, how many inquiries that you're getting and how many of those are then converting over to sales. Something measurable and attainable, sort of like your SMART goals. And then the next tip, if you're wanting to leave your full-time job and work for yourself, is to keep the big picture in mind while you're working hard to build your new life. So if you're working a job while starting your business, the time that's required to put into building your business, it needs to come from somewhere. So you can't expect that you're going to be able to keep the same lifestyle where you maybe just come straight home from work, grab some food and jump on the couch and watch Netflix. Temporarily, you may have to make some sacrifices like that because you need to have time from somewhere to put into growing your business, or it's never going to move. So it's temporary, but you must be willing to make some sacrifices to fit in the work that's required to build this up. So when it's feeling hard and you're feeling like you're giving up some things and you're not really sure, whether it's worth it, it's going to work out, or why you're doing it, really remember why you want this and keep your big picture vision in mind. Maybe you have a vision board and you put on there what it's going to look like and what your life is going to look like when you're working for yourself. Maybe you want to be able to make a full-time living working only 2 or 3 days a week. What will you do with the rest of your time? Put that on your vision board, put that in your goals, and just keep the big picture in mind. You might also be, because not everyone who wants to leave their job and work for themselves hates their job, but you might also be the kind of person that does hate their current job. And if that's you, it's extra important to keep the big picture goals as your number one priority and as that clear vision in your mind. And that was really important for me as well, because when I had my full-time job, I did really hate it. My part-time job was a lot better, but after a while I still started to have that familiar feeling of, I just really don't want to be working for someone else. I really just want to work for me and have that feeling of freedom. And it was that freedom and flexibility that drove me to create that. And I did have to put in the work in the early days. And now that it's all come together and I do work for myself and have the lifestyle that I wanted, now I can enjoy that flexibility and freedom. But back then, yes, I did have to work harder. I did have to do extra hours. I did have to sacrifice some things. I used to stay up late at night working after work and dinner instead of watching TV. Or if I really wanted to watch something on TV, that meant I was going to have a really late night, because then I'd do the work after that. And I would be up until 12, 1 a.m. some nights doing the work, because that's when I could fit it in. So never lose sight of why you're doing it. Remember that most entrepreneurs have taken some risks, but we're also living in the best time ever to start a business. With all the tools that are available to us online and marketing online, it's never been a better time to start and to grow, and it absolutely is possible for you. So let me know below, how about you? Are you in a job and you're trying to go full-time in your business, or did you leave a job to start your business? And how did you do it? And what did you learn along the way? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't yet, but you want to break the chains and do your own thing and you'd like some help, then send me a message about one-on-one coaching, and I would love to work together and see how I can help you to reach your goals faster. That's what I have to share with you today or this week. And let me know in the chat, let me know in the group. The group is called Transforming Future You. I would love to have you in there. And I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye.